Good morning, students. Welcome back to your English reader class. Today, we will revise the first chapter from our English reader book. First lesson, answer to a child's questions. Here, the poet Samuel Tyler Coleridge is asking a question as a child's question. He says that why we are not asking the questions. Before going through this chapter, I would like to tell about what is a poem. Poem is not as a story. Poem is written in the line and a small paragraphs. Okay, so it gives a very deep meaning. Okay, in the one line only, in the poem, the poets writes as a giving a so many meanings in that one line. Okay, so poem is a very small. We sometimes we see that poem of a 5 to 6 line or a 10 line or a 12 lines, but that gives a very deep meaning to us, to all the human beings. Okay, so poem is a very essential things in the earlier time and today also. So by the poet or a poet conveys a message in a poem, so it influences the people very easily. So that's why the olden times the poem was very famous and very essential things to convey or to initiate the people. Okay, so here in front of us, here is one poem, answer to a child's question. So answer to a child's question means very little questions, very simple questions we have to ask. Why we are not raising a child's question where the child is asking a question to parents, to our friends, like that questions we have to ask. Now the poet says, what questions? In this poem, we will see what questions poet wants to say to us to ask. Okay, do you ask what the word says? Now he is interacting human beings towards the nature. He wants that we have to interact with the nature. We are not talking to the nature. We are not thinking about the nature. So here the poet wants to us that we should talk with the nature. We should mingle with the nature. We have to spend some time with the nature. So in this poem, very oftenly or very deeply, that writer or a poet has used the nature thing as a bird, trees, and wind, and our surrounding. In our surrounding, whatever the living things are there, the poet has taken all the things. Okay, so here in the first context or in a first point, we will see that poet says that in the winter, first before the winter, the birds like the sparrow and the dove, the linnet means green bird, and the brown bird says, I love. What love they are saying? They are saying I love means they are talking about in themselves that they are loving that nature, that beautiful nature. But when winter comes, in the winter they are silent. Why they are silent? Because in the winter it is too cold, so they are hiding themselves somewhere to become a hot. Okay, at the time also the wind is so strong. Which time? In the winter the wind is so strong means बहुत ठंडी हवा चलती है, तेज हवा चलती है. So the bird cannot able to sit outside the branches, so they are not favorable or they are not loving that nature. That's why they are not saying that I love. Now, but they are saying something, but we cannot able to know. Okay, what it says I don't know, but it sings a loud loud song. But in the winter also, we see that the wind is strong. They are also saying something. But the poet says he is not able to understand what the wind is saying. Okay. Now after that we will see the poet has taken the green leaves, blossoms. Blossoms means when the rain comes, the spring season comes, you will see the beautiful leaves will come, green leaves, new leaves. In that, flowers also come. That is called a blossom. Okay, and the sunny, warm weather, then and singing and loving all came back together. Here the poet wants to say that again the after finishing the winter comes to the spring season, and again the birds are very happy and they are enjoying this weather, and they are very favorable, and they are saying I love. So he wants to say that when the weather comes again, the winter to the spring, the bird become happy. So we have to interact with the nature, we have to love the nature, so that we can also able to talk, we can able to understand the nature. And nature also gives us so many meanings to our life, so we have to interact. Okay, after that the poet takes the surroundings, our surroundings. Like he says, the lurk, he's take the example of the lurk. Lurk means a small brown bird it is. Okay, and the brimful of gladness and love. Here he says that the lurk is very grateful or very happy with this movement. Okay, and what they are doing, he says that upon the lurk we can see the green field, upon we can see the blue sky, and down we can see the green leaves. Means the weather is too good, as he can able to see the green leaves is around that season, and the blue sky upon a head. So after that he says that he sings, and he sings, and forever sings he. I love my love, and my love loves me. And at the last, he says that I love my love. He has interacted too much to the nature. He says that I love my love means he loved to the nature. Okay, and my love for loves me. And as he loves the nature, nature loves me, he says. Okay, I hope, dear students, this poem is clear to you. Here, nothing. He says, or he gives a moral to us that we have to love the nature. As we love the nature, nature also loves us. Then only we get the good thing from the nature. Okay, I hope this chapter is clear to you. Your homework is you have to write the summary of this poem written by the Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Okay, Coleridge. I hope you have understood it. Thank you and have a nice day.